from Niles. We've got some local wrestlers from Buchanan, another wrestler from Brandywine, as well as people from as far away as Detroit, the Chicago area, Indianapolis. So it's going to be a big, big show.
Yeah, you make a great point about the let's create some sort of fun fundraiser, because when it comes to I've been on like DC trips and other school trips, and they're always like, work the concession stand, do this, do that, go fundraise, go sell this. And it's taxing. It takes a lot of work. The kids, we know, are very, very busy, have all kinds of stuff going on. But it also, as you're thinking about things and ways to raise money, this is where one of those, hey, I got a really cool idea to throw in there to raise money, because I feel like this is going to be something that's going to be a hit. And I think you're right on target with, hey, this is something fun. Not only does it highlight the indie wrestling scene in our community, which from what I hear is pretty solid and pretty popular. So this will be a lot of fun. So this is going to happen at the high school on Sunday from when to when?
Sunday, November 19th. Doors open at 1:15. Opening bell is at 2 p.m. and matches should run till about 5 p.m.
Okay.
So yeah, well, the first match will start at promptly at 2. After a couple matches, we're going to have an intermission, so that way you can, if you didn't get a chance to hit up any of the concessions, you can do that during intermission. You'll have an opportunity to meet some of the wrestlers. Some of the wrestlers out there will have some of their merchandise, sign in autographs. We're going to have our promotional posters printed on cardstock. So if people want to get autographs, we'll have those available for purchase. We're not going to have a lot of inventory of our merchandise, but we do have a website that's tied to our Facebook page through Michiana Apparel, where we've got some awesome Gritter Gauntlet merch that you can get your own stuff. Yeah. So we've got some sweatshirts, some t-shirts, some beanies, all sorts of fun stuff.
That's awesome. Now let's talk with Travesty. You, for people that can't see you, if they're listening on the radio, you have a really great costume. This is from what you told me. This is your face.
Yeah, that's my face, and I look like this.
Okay,
it's not a costume. I don't know what you mean.
I love it. I love it. It's great. So tell me, Travesty, tell me about your origin story, because I know every wrestler has an origin story. How long have you been doing this, and where did you come from?
Well, I started training about 4 years ago, and I've been having matches for about 2 years. I grew up in the basement. I'm from the basement. I am of the basement. But sometimes I go outside, and then I can do nice things and say hello and maybe give some hugs. I'm all about that. I really like a nice hug.
That sounds like my childhood of living in the
basement. You're like me.
Yeah.
Kindred spirits there.
Well, Travesty, will you be part of the main event?
Oh, I believe I will. I'd like to become the Gritter King myself.
Okay. This is exciting. How did you guys team up? I mean, Steve give you a call? Did he call your mom and have you yell down to the basement to get you to come up and answer the phone?
It's not that kind of basement.
Oh, okay.
Really, I found myself in the basement at the school one day. I got lost, and he was down there, and he said, "Oh, hey, you want to be friends?" And I said, "I've never had one of those before. Thank you." And then we became friends. It was good. It helped me find my way to another place.
That's really great. So again, this is going to happen on Sunday. What can we expect for people that have not seen you either in person, but also seen you wrestle? What can they expect from you when you get in the ring?
Well, I'm going to try to give my opponents a big hug. And if that doesn't work, I might just have to... Oh, I don't know what I'll have to do. I guess I'll just have to hurt people.
What is your, in the wrestling ring, what is your weapon of choice besides a hug?
Ooh. Sometimes I like to hit people with my fish stick. I made it myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this
it's
giant?
It's great, but it's covered in fish.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gold.
The classic steel chair or table, do you use those as well?
Tables are expensive. I've used a couple of doors before, though. Steel chairs are great though. I like to keep my one special chair as a memento. And then I use it every time until it breaks.
I love it. This is going to be
I'm
a
still on
great
my first one.
That's good.
It's really bent up, though. It's great. It's a really good conversation starter.
You've won. How many matches have you won? Because you said you've been doing this for like 4 years. How many matches have you won? Do you know?
Well, we've been keeping track of my matches for about 2 years now, and it's hard to say. I used to lose a lot at first because I didn't really understand that I was supposed to get the other person down and then make it so they stop moving. But then when I figured that out and I realized, oh, you have to actually try to get people down and hurt them and make them so they can't get away from you. It was like a whole new ball game. So I've been winning a lot since then.
That's awesome.
But at first it was not. It was kind of hard. I just kept getting fooled. You know, people always lie about their intentions in wrestling. It's weird.
I'm really looking forward to this. It's Rumble for a Reason presents the Gritter Gauntlet, which will be, like you mentioned, Steve, all proceeds going to the Niles 8th grader Washington, D.C. trip. If we can't go to this event, which I hope people can, because this sounds like not only a great cause, but a lot of fun. If we can't go and we still want to help out those 8th graders, how do we go about doing that?
Great question, Johnny. One thing that they could do is that you can go online through Facebook and follow the links. We do have our merchandise available, and there is a pretty good kickback on that from the merchandise sales. And then that's something we're going to elaborate on next year, is possibly doing like a GoFundMe page off of it as well, and being able to take digital donations. So this is our first year at it, so we didn't want to try to go too big.
Yeah.
And, we got to have room to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. This sounds like a lot of fun. It's going to be a great event. Looking forward to it. And Travesty, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. If I could give you a hug right now, I would. But
I love that.
I guess I owe you one. All right.
Okay. I'll put you on the list.
All right. And Steve, thank you so much for coming up with a cool idea to help out those kids. And hopefully you guys raise a lot of money.
Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, this whole thing is possible because of a lot of small businesses in the Niles area. If it wasn't for our community partners, which will all be featured at the event, we wouldn't be able to do this. And if you got a second, I'd love to show.
Do you want to shout out any of those? Those
that would be
companies?
fantastic,
Yeah.
man. So Bloom Bus Farms out of Niles is one of our sponsors. Airlux Heating and Cooling, the Grand LV, Hot Dogs Plus, as well as the Niles UPS store, Jessica Massey State Farm, Pizza Transit, Tyler Automotive Group, Red Coach Donuts out of Stevensville. So Iron Shoe. And then we actually, this whole thing, the Nelson family helped us with it, as well as my family, the Gargas family. We convinced my son and I convinced my wife to let us do this. So yeah. We've got a lot of community partners involved, and if it wasn't for their generous donations, we wouldn't be able to get as much to the kids as we're going to be able to. But I do actually, it just came in the mail. We have the Gritter Gauntlet Championship belt. It was just delivered. If we could give you a little teaser of that. And
let me see that.
Travesty hasn't even had a chance to see this yet, but it's
my God.
Yeah, it's a big belt, and if it's a little hard to see the detail, but it's a snake skin. Because nothing says gritter like snake skin. So yeah, we've got the big championship belt and some big gold for somebody to win on the 19th. We're excited.
No,
I hope it's me.
It matches your face, so this would be a perfect thing. So hopefully, good luck to you in the match. But again, the Rumble for a Reason, the Gritter Gauntlet, happening Sunday, November 19th, Niles High School gym right there in Niles. And you said doors open about 1:15-ish.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Wonderful. Looking forward to that, and looking forward to doing this another time, maybe next year for another great fundraiser as well. But thank you guys so much for spending a little time with me.
Hey, thank